Great. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's post-match press conference featuring White Ball head coach Rob Walter. We will look, of course, to take one question at a time. Please do put your cell phones on silent, as when it rings, it does disrupt the question and answer. Who would like to start us off tonight? Please go ahead, sir.
Rob, 2 matches without your 7 top players of the Champions Trophy squad. Think it's a good prep?
Absolutely. I think we have more information now than we did before, both for Lahore and here for Karachi. So from that point of view, to have a good understanding of conditions is obviously a win, and certainly something that we'll lean on as we move forward. From those in the group that are going to be in the Champions Trophy, obviously it was good prep for them. And then also for our younger guys who've come across and played, Matthew Bretzke, who we've seen really stand up. It obviously stands him in good stead moving forward. So, and there's plenty of learnings, for the younger guys who've not been to Pakistan before and played cricket in these conditions. So, there's probably a dual win, and one is for the guys that are going to go back home, that have come here and experienced Pakistan for the first time in these conditions, and then the second part is for the players and the staff that move forward into the Champions Trophy.
Hi Rob, since you said you guys were here to take all the information of the conditions, so what do you think that do you think that the spinners will come in handy in these conditions, or we can expect more 350 plus scores to be chased like that in Karachi and Lahore?
I think if the pitches are the same moving forward, then you can expect to see more scores of 350. As you saw, there wasn't much seam movement, there wasn't much bounce, and there certainly wasn't much turn. So for both teams, hence there was only 8 wickets taken in the whole game by the bowlers. So it's a batter's paradise, and certainly going to challenge the bowlers moving forward.
Cool. The gentleman.
Hello, it's from Independent. Mark, just regarding the addition to this question, the pitches you are facing here in Pakistan, they are spin-friendly pitches. But today you have got some new players, younger players. So what was the strategy to get some training, practice holding, or to test the new ones, or getting some preparation for the Champions Trophy?
I think there's a number of things that we would have taken out of the game. Certainly it's not a practice match, that's for sure. We're competing as South Africa. We're proud, a Proteas team, so competing and was always our intention to compete and win. Unfortunately that didn't happen, but on the backside of that is opportunity that was created for some younger players. There was some great time in the middle for guys who will move on to the Champions Trophy, as I've said. So it's definitely not a training exercise. We're much prouder than that as a cricket nation. So.
Cool. We're going to go here and then.
With many new players, your team scored twice 300 plus runs. Do you think it's a good preparation before Champions Trophy in such tracks?
I mean, it can't be bad, can it? Certainly, the batters will take a lot of heart out of the performances that they've put in over the last two games, and as a bowling unit, we'll be working hard to understand how we can create more pressure. And ultimately force the batters into having to take some risks, and maybe that's the way to get some wickets. But as I said, both teams really struggled to take wickets, so it wasn't just unique to us, and so the method moving forward is going to be the important part.
Cool.
What's the reason and logic behind not playing your regular guys just before the big ICC tournament? Isn't it an ideal preparation for you guys?
Just availability. So if you've read the reporting, obviously a large portion of our players were involved in the SA20. The playoffs were a little bit too close to the start of the competition for them to be available, and hence we gave some other players an opportunity.
Rob, first of all, any update about Klaasen's injury, and also in this year South Africa will play a lot of cricket in subcontinent. You are coming back in Pakistan again, and you have a long tour of India also in this year. So this preparations for the youngsters, they are playing well for South Africa A. So how much this tournament means to you, because you play a lot of cricket in subcontinent this year?
The updates on Heinrich, he looks fine. So not too much to worry about at this stage. And in terms of preparation, I think firstly, it's always great to be able to travel and tour the sub It really helps our players develop their skill sets. Obviously, they are unique here, and we don't get much of it in South Africa, so it's very different. So from that point of view, to be able to come whenever you get the opportunity and experience these types of conditions is beneficial.
Cool. We're going to take last couple of questions, just starting in front.
You said that there was not much turn on the pitch, obviously flat tracks, but maybe in ICC Champions Trophy you will see a bit change in the conditions. You will play first match against Afghanistan, and their strength is their spin bowling. How will you prepare for that? Obviously, because if you look at the spin bowling at it is world class at this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no secrets to the fact that Afghanistan have got a wonderful battery of spinners that certainly are a test on any wicket, right? So, but we're fortunate to have played them early on in the in the middle of last year in Sharjah, where the wickets turned and spun. So that for us was a good outing and a good understanding. And also, fortunately, a number of the Afghanistan spinners have just recently played in the SA20 in South Africa. So for us, it's given us a little bit of a read on them. There aren't too many secrets, to be fair, in international cricket now. So we understand what they will bring and understand how we need to prepare for that. And obviously, if we get given a track like this, then potentially that negates their spin to a degree. But as I said, world-class spinners generally are able to bowl on any surfaces. So we have to prepare well and be ready for ultimately turning wickets as well as good wickets.
Cool. Last two questions, just one in the front and then one in the back.
What do you think what went wrong for your side today? Because putting up 350 on this pitch and under lights, putting on change, it's a difficult task to put on. But what went wrong for your side? Is it your main bowlers, main fast bowler that didn't, including the side, or the spinners didn't turn up on the game?
No, I think I certainly don't want to detract from the quality of the partnership between Rizwan and Salman. 250, it's a record partnership. If I had to look and say, what could we have done better? Of course, there are certain areas that we could have done better, and potentially as a seam bowling unit, we might have attacked the stumps a little bit more, and throughout the game, especially in the power play. I thought the spinners were able to contain the run rate without being able to really impact it from a wicket-taking point of view, but that's the nature of the pitch. I think when you're not getting much turn, it's very difficult for the spinners to come into the game and take 2, 3, 4, 5 wickets, unless the batters are having to take significant risks in the middle there. So what went wrong? If I had to say just one thing, we might have attacked the stumps a little bit more as a seam bowling unit. But as I keep saying, at the end of the day, both bowling sets only took 4 wickets each, so it essentially tells its own story.
Great. No further questions. Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you, Rob. Great.
Cheers. Thank you.